Okay guys, welcome back to this next video. We're going to be looking at BJJ used in self-defense situations. So we can see in the first clip, two guys getting into it on the grass, and the first guy is actually using his head as a weapon, which isn't a very nice thing to do, but this is a street fight. It's not a game of chess, it's two guys fighting for their lives. The guy on bottom is clearly trained, and despite being gouged in the eyes by the guy on top, he's actually managed to lock a triangle choke in, and the guy on top probably doesn't know what's going on, probably has no grappling experience. But the fight is pretty much over at this stage, and it's only a matter of time till it's done. In this next clip, there's a similar situation. It's also on grass. The guy in blue manages to get a takedown in, but for some reason he gives it up and ends up on the bottom, which is never advisable in a street situation. You don't want to be underneath someone. For this reason, he just got slammed, and that could have ended very, very badly. And he's also taking some punches to the face. You can see the guy underneath is probably trained in the gi because he's using his opponent's sleeves in a very effective manner. And he's now managed to lock in an armbar, which is very nice. We can see that everyone's breaking up at this point, which is actually very unfair because when the guy underneath was slammed into the ground, no one seemed to care at that point. So you can just see there are no rules in street fights. It's very unfair and anything can happen. In this next clip, we can see these two guys getting into it on the street, and the guy on top in blue is maintaining a mounted position and holding the guy down very successfully. He's being very calm because he knows the guy underneath probably has no clue what he's doing and really can't escape this hold. For some reason, some bystander is trying to be a hero, trying to hold hands with the trained guy. I think when you're in the middle of the fight, the last thing you want to do is hold hands with another man, so I don't quite know what he's thinking. Nevertheless, despite the distractions, the guy on top manages to keep his calm, and he looks like he's even transitioning to a new position. Yep, he's got his hooks in, and he's now sinking in a rear naked choke. At this stage, there's not really much the guy on the bottom can do. And it looks as though the guy on the top understood that it's time to let go now. That was actually a very good level of professionalism from him. The fight's over and both men can pretty much walk away unscathed. In this next clip, we can see the UFC fighter Ryan Hall confronted by a very aggressive man. Hall takes the guy down quite easily. When you're at this level of skill, it's not hard to do. Slides into mount nicely. And from this point onwards, the guy has zero chance against a trained fighter like Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall shows an excellent level of professionalism here, and this is pretty much what I would advise people to do if you are trained. You hold down the criminal, you ensure that he can't hurt you or anyone around you, and then you just wait for the police to arrive, and they can get rid of him. And that's how it should work.